For a year, I did something new. Every day, 365 days in a row, I zip-lined across a crocodile-infested lake. I spent a day in a wheelchair. I played with all the toys in the toy store and almost got kicked out. I did things I never thought I would do. Life opened up in amazing ways. And today, I am here to dare you to go on your own journey, to stop listening to your no voice and say yes, do the new. Now, maybe you're wondering why someone like me would do something like this. I was stuck. You ever been stuck? You ever felt like your day was holding you hostage? Like you were handcuffed by your fear, your circumstances? You forgot to laugh. You lost your best self somewhere along the way. That kind of stuck can happen to anyone. And it happened to me. But from the outside, everything looked pretty good. At 53, I was an 8-time Emmy Award-winning investigative reporter, a mother, a wife. I'd survived a lot. I survived breast cancer, kidney cancer, having my entire large intestine removed for ulcerative colitis. Who knew you could survive without all those body parts? I should have been doing the happy dance every day just to be alive. I'm ashamed to admit I wasn't. In 2009, things had changed. The economy tanked, my job changed, technology changed, but I didn't want to change. I dug my heels in. I felt angry and isolated. The low point came when my daughter came home for the holidays and she looked at me and she said, "Mom, what the heck is wrong with you? You gotta fix this." I said, "Leave me alone." She said, "No, you're a survivor. I know what you need to do. You need to do something new every day and blog about it." She bugged me and bugged me. I said, "Listen, who could do that? That's crazy. I am working full time. And besides, I'm not even sure I knew what a blog was at that point." She's the one, though, who said, "Listen, just make a simple list of simple things you've never done." And that's how the year of first and this list was born. Now, you can see the mental state I was in because at the top of my list was eat dessert all day. Doesn't that sound good? I can assure you from experience by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's horrible. But I highly recommend making a list because that turns out to be a powerful first step, a reminder of all the things we've yet to do. But we decided if I was really going to start this journey, I had to start with something big and symbolic and way outside my comfort zone. And we couldn't think of anything bigger than the polar bear plunge in Atlantic City, New Year's Day. Yes, oh my gosh. Now I know in a way it sounds cliche, middle-aged woman gets stuck and runs into a freezing ocean. But I am terrified of the ocean. I don't go into the ocean in the middle of summer, much less the middle of winter. And I hate the cold. So when we get there, I'm shaking in my bathing suit and I'm thinking, you know what? I'd like to quit before we even start. I don't want to do this. This is a stupid idea. But then I look at my daughter and I don't want to disappoint her. Fortunately, this lovely guy in a Speedo who I do not know grabs my hand and pulls me into the ocean and I fall face down. That was 3,155 days ago. I remember it like it was yesterday because when Speedo guy picked me up out of the water, something happened. There was a shift. I felt different. I felt exhilarated. I felt courageous, alive in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. And I knew I should just keep going. And that's the first day I felt the power of do the new. And as I did one new thing after another, I felt lighter and happier, and I wanted to know why. I started doing some research. Here are the cliff notes. There's a neuroscientist by the name of David Eagleman who's done extensive research on how the brain perceives time. It turns out when you do the new, the brain has to wake up. It has to process that new information in a new way. And so it can feel like time is slowing down. It becomes memorable. Conversely, as we get older and we start doing the same things over and over again, the brain doesn't have to pay attention. It goes into autopilot. That may be why sometimes you don't remember what you did yesterday, unless you do the new. And there's more. Research shows when you do the new, the feel-good chemical dopamine is released in the brain. And even if you just see a new image, there's a mid-region of the brain that lights up. So let's review. Do the new. Time slows down for a memorable experience. You get a hit of dopamine and your brain lights up. Party in the brain. But maybe you're thinking, I don't have time for this. I'm not that adventurous. I've got responsibilities. Do the new doesn't mean do the exotic. A lot of the things I did just took a few minutes. I bought my first lottery ticket. I planted my first herb garden. I ate a scorpion. Blah, yeah. But I found even the simplest things gave an oomph, a presence to my day. There were days I wanted to quit. I think the worst day was the day I had to put my sweet dog, Angel, to sleep. I didn't want to blog. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to cry. But at that point, people were following me, and they encouraged me to keep going. And they were inviting me to do things. I was invited to an Irish hula. I was invited to hula hoop. I was invited to pose nude. I turned that one down. But I learned to resist no for the rewards of yes. And I'd like to demonstrate with your help. If you would, just turn to the person next to you, look at them, and now put your hands up to your head like this. Excellent. Now I want everyone to make the craziest face possible. Ah. Okay. I saw a few of you resist. Thinking with your no voice, right? But most of you pushed through no because you realized the risk is very small. And you were rewarded with a smile, with laughter. You just experienced do the new. And as you do the new more often, and you take risks large and small, you start getting a different perspective on fear. I realized, well, if I could do the polar bear plunge, I could do the mechanical bull. If I could do the mechanical bull, I could go to the movies by myself. I could learn to tweet. I could go back to school. I could teach school. I could do anything. Okay, almost anything. And I know anyone can do this. I now hear from people all over the world who've told me about their own unique journeys of new experiences and how their lives have changed and started with just one new thing. And I think the belief that we all share is that we shouldn't cheat ourselves of what life can be. An adventure. We find out who we really are. And the possibilities are endless. People ask me all the time, what is your favorite first? And this is it. A friend of mine dared me to go talk to a complete and total stranger to find someone who looked as different from me as possible and have a discussion about life. I thought, well, that's easy. So I went to Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia, and I started looking for someone to talk to. And I realized as I was looking at people, everyone looked away, but not this man. He was sitting on a bench by himself. He looked sad and lonely. He had bags at his feet. I wasn't sure of his circumstances, and I went by him a couple times before I finally got up the nerve to just plop myself down next to him. I said, "Nice day we're having." "It sure is." His face just lit up. I said, "Do you come here often?" "I do, since my wife died." He ended up telling me this incredible story about how he and his wife had traveled the world. And they both had their own businesses. And he loved her. And he missed her. And I finally had to ask, "What happened?" "She died of breast cancer." "I'm a breast cancer survivor." And he looked at me like I was an angel. And it felt like time slowed down. We were so connected. And he finally asked, "What made you stop and talk to me today?" I told him about my journey. And then he recited a poem that his wife left him. "Don't promise me forever. Love me today." You know, I have looked for this man so many times. I've never seen him again. Sometimes I think he was sent to me to remind me that we are all connected. And we don't have forever. We have today. And today you have a choice. You get to choose. You can choose to listen to your no voice and continue down the road to stuck, or you can say yes. You can slow down time and light up your brain and experience the euphoria of new things. You already started with this. That's one down, a lifetime of new experiences to go. I encourage you, I dare you, do the new.